what's up? It is the Chinchilla Notebook here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I just first of all want to thank you guys so much for 5,000 subscribers. That is such a huge deal, and I can't even believe I ever got to this. I will be doing a face reveal because I promised you guys I would when I reached 5,000. I'll be making a separate video on all the information on that. So anyway, that being said, let's just get into today's video, which is going to be on how to deal with chinchilla odors, how to eliminate them or just get rid of them. I think it's pretty fair to say that chinchillas don't really have many smells. I think the only thing that chinchilla really smells is their pee. Just like any other animal, the pee can be probably one of the strongest and most unpleasant scents, and that is what a lot of people struggle with. So if you guys are interested on learning how to get rid of some of those very unpleasant smells, then here is the video for you. I feel like one of the most obvious things, and it is the first thing on my list, is to be changing out their bedding pretty regularly. It doesn't matter if you use fleece bedding or wood shavings or paper shavings or anything like that. You need to be making sure that you're changing it out regularly. The whole purpose of bedding is to be absorbing the pee. Obviously, all the pee is going to be going into their bedding, and it is going to be smelling pretty nasty after a few days, if I do say so myself. Like, it can get really bad. Merlin usually pees either on the fleece or he actually has the very corner of his cage, and I actually need to put, it is disgusting down here, I'm so sorry, but I was just cleaning his cage today and I didn't clean the floor yet, but I just have a little piece of cloth there or something to catch the pee because he loves to pee in that corner for some reason. Let me call him up here. Okay, what you need to be making sure that you're doing is changing out the bedding pretty regularly, and I find that I only need to change Merlin's once every week, and that's pretty good. But obviously it depends on the chinchilla. If you have 2 chinchillas or just one and it just pees a lot in one spot in one area, or you know what, if it's just smelling really bad, then just wash the fleece. Sometimes I'll even wash his like 5 days in just because it just doesn't smell good in the room anymore and I kind of want to get it all nice and clean. But whatever you have to do, just make sure that you're changing the bedding really regularly. The second tip is to be using good cleaning products. So obviously when you take off the fleece or any other bedding that you're using from the pan, then you need to clean the pan with something, and I also have tile down here that I need to worry about. So you want to make sure that you are cleaning the pee out of the pans or tiles that you have in the cage really well, and for that you're going to need some really good products. The first thing I recommend, and I mentioned it in a couple of videos, I think I mentioned it in my last video, is this Method Anti-Bac All-Purpose Cleaner, and this is really natural. I mean, like, it's not the most natural out there, but it's very safe and non-toxic, which is why I like to use it for Merlin. It helps cleanse his cage and get it nice and disinfected without having to worry about all those harsh chemicals, and it doesn't bother his nose. I mean, it has a scent, but I'm pretty sure you can buy some scentless ones too if you're extra worried. This is just a container from the store, but what is inside of here is vinegar and water. I also keep a mixture of this for the tough spots where it just smells really bad and there's a lot of pee buildup. That is what I like to use as well. It's very cheap and affordable, and it actually works really well. A lot of people use vinegar with water to get out the really bad stuff. He wants to come out, but he just can't. The whole point here is to be using good products that are actually going to be helping the scent come out and not just cleaning the surface, but really getting it down in deep. Tip number 3 is to keep on top of cleaning the specific area where your chin pees. I think that everyone who has a chinchilla knows this by now, but basically chinchillas most of the time, not all of them, but most of the time they'll choose one specific area or spot in their cage where they like to pee, and Merlin's is down here, but if he does pee up here, it's always going to be in this corner or that corner. There's literally nowhere else that he'll pee. It's just in those 2 corners and then that one down there. So obviously, knowing your chinchilla, you should know where these areas are, and then just focus on keeping that spot clean. Just working the hardest you can when you're cleaning the cage to get those spots extra clean. Tip number 4 is to wash their fleece accessories. So this is something that I actually don't keep up on as much as I should. But basically what I mean by this is I didn't put his pillow in there, but this one I just washed. But if they have fleece pillows, fleece toys, if they have hay sacks made of fleece, he's like low-key attacking his pillow. Are you okay, Merlin? I just put it in there and he missed it, so now he's just jumping on it. Anyway, and then also any pee pads. Something that I never ever think about is these ledges. They have fleece liners on them, and I also regularly should start cleaning those more often, but I don't as often as I should. But all the fleece accessories in the cage, just make sure that you're washing them every now and then, throwing them in the wash, getting them nice and clean. The last tip I have for you guys is to use a mild air freshener or even an air purifier. So I never use air fresheners with Merlin because I just find that I don't really need to. But if you are just a clean freak and you want the air to smell really good, you can get yourself an air freshener. Just make sure that it is very mild. Merlin just... Oh dear, he was not happy. Obviously Merlin was not happy about me having to pick him up, but anyway... Basically, if you really want to, you can get a mild air freshener and plug it in somewhere or just stick it somewhere. Just make sure it is not highly scented and that it is the most natural that you can go for. And then as for the air purifier, I know a lot of people who have chinchillas who like to keep those. They're more for like the dust in the air. Obviously, chinchillas are pretty dusty. They take dust baths. So air purifiers are more for the dust, but they can also help with the smell in the air if you're concerned about that. Anyway guys, so that is pretty much all my tips on how to deal with chinchilla odors and all that fun stuff. I hope that you guys found something useful in this video, and if you guys enjoyed it, let me know down in the comments if you want to see any more videos, and I will get to that. And Merlin's very energetic right now because it's like the evening, but he says goodbye.